Hello guys, welcome back. As you can see, I'm outside here spending some time at my dad's, and I decided to make this video today because it's a very important topic to me. Actually, I have a little note app and I always write down my topics, and I wrote down this topic a couple of weeks ago when I was still at home in LA. And today we're going to talk about depression and the fact that you're not bulletproof after a depression. And I'm not saying that to be dramatic, but I say that to be aware. So I struggled with depression for a very long time. Actually, it just took a long time to be diagnosed, and my depression got worse and worse during my eating disorder recovery, because all of a sudden my coping mechanism, which was to starve myself, fell away. And so I had the feeling to actually fall apart. I had the feeling to lose myself, to lose my identity, because for over 10 years I identified myself as the person who wouldn't eat, right? And I also noticed during my eating disorder recovery that my eating disorder was actually a great way of not feeling. It was a great coping mechanism. And so my depression came up, and all those feelings, all those memories, a lot of things I actually suppressed because my soul just couldn't handle it, came up again, and I couldn't handle that either. So I was looking for help, and I finally found some very good help, and I worked through it. And ever since then, I'm in a way better place. So I decided to move to LA last year, as y'all know, and I'm having the best time. I don't have depressed episodes anymore. I noticed that I'm way better to cope with certain situations, like even with huge changes in my life. I'm able to cope. I'm stable enough. I got off my antidepressants, and that worked, even though I took them for over 10 years as well. So there's a lot of change happening. But at the same time, I also have to be real with you guys and real with myself, and I'm not bulletproof. So there were certain situations that were very triggering. And right now I'm going through a time that's kind of hard. And that makes me feel afraid, because for such a long time I thought I'm over it. I'm not depressed anymore, which is true. And I don't want to identify myself as a person who will always be depressed, right? But at the same time, I have to be honest with myself and have to be aware that I still have to take care of myself. I still have to set boundaries. I still have to be careful. I still have to do self-care, all those things. Just because you overcame something doesn't mean you're superwoman. You might be superwoman, we all are, but you know what I mean, I guess. So being in my old hometown now, being around old memories, all that kind of stuff, made me realize that it's still very, very important to take care of myself. And when I say you're not bulletproof, I'm just saying that it is amazing if you overcame something, or if you're currently in the process of overcoming something, and it will make you stronger for sure. I'm now way stronger than I was before, and I'm reacting very different to situations that I would have reacted differently a couple of years ago, which is amazing. And it's also very, very important to see that. I don't want to downplay that, but I also want to create awareness to the fact that you're not bulletproof. I think my message is very clear here. So I started therapy again a couple of weeks ago, and this is not because I'm struggling a lot or because I'm in a crisis, but because I still have my topics, which is human. Everyone has, even the person that you look up to and that seems to have everything together and have no mental health issues, they struggle too. And again, I'm not saying that to be super negative, but it's human, and we're all human beings. And I feel like in today's world, with social media, with YouTube, with everything, we tend to believe everything we're seeing. And a lot of creators actually create a picture that seems to be very quote-unquote perfect. I know that there's a lot of amazing creators out there who talk about their issues, who talk openly about mental health, all that kind of stuff. But I still want to sit down here with you and remind you of the fact that nobody is bulletproof, that it's more than human and more than fine to look for help, to take care of yourself. It's never ever selfish to take care of yourself, to decide, to make your own decisions, to set boundaries, and yes, to just be aware that you've overcome something which makes you a strong person, but that doesn't mean that you now don't have to do the work anymore. And the work might actually be setting boundaries and just have a self-care day. The work doesn't have to be something bad, right? The work can be, okay, I'm not gonna see anyone today. I'm just gonna take care of myself. Or maybe the opposite, if you tend to, you know, be alone all the time. Maybe the work can be to meet up with a friend for coffee and talk to them. You know, whatever it is you need. I just want to remind everyone that it's more than human, that you're not alone on this world. There's always someone who cares for you. And yeah, just please take care of your mental health, guys. I'll see you in the next one.